Welcome, dear friends, to Echoes of the Baobab, where the whispers of our ancestors, the songs of the land, and the heartbeat of Africa come alive. Here we chase meaning and not what's trending. We seek to discover and recover who we were, and most importantly, we unite across tribes, borders, and cultural heritage through lessons learned and experiences shared. Gather close as we journey through tales woven in the shade of the great Baobab, stories of courage, love, wisdom, and wonder passed down through generations. The fire is warm, the night is young. Let us hear what the Baobab echoes tonight. In a place not so far from home, there was, and maybe there still is, a young woman just like this. Tonight the Baobab echoes about cursed association. Linda had always been the sort of girl people spoke kindly of even in her absence. She carried a quiet grace, the kind that made elders trust her and strangers feel safe enough to share their worries. Born to a humble family, she had been raised on principles her parents lived by every day: honesty, generosity, and the belief that a person's word was their most valuable possession. Her parents' good character was a currency more valuable than gold in their community. Doors opened for Linda without her asking. Introductions were made, mentors offered guidance, and people with influence saw in her the kind of promise they wanted to nurture. Amara and Star, on the other hand, came from families with means, polished homes, cars that shone in the sun, and holidays abroad. But their wealth carried a sour aftertaste. Their parents' connections often faltered under the weight of their own poor reputations. Amara was sharp-tongued, dismissive of anyone she deemed beneath her. Star was calculating, sweet to those who could be useful, cool, and uninterested in everyone else. The three had grown up together, running through the same dusty streets and whispering secrets under mango trees. Back then, their differences seemed small. But as they grew into young women, the contrast became impossible to ignore. One afternoon, after yet another incident where Amara insulted a shopkeeper, a family friend said to Linda quietly, "Child, you are like gold, but remember, if you keep gold in a dirty cloth, some of the dirt will cling to it." Linda just smiled. "They've been my friends since childhood. People change." Amara and Star noticed something before Linda ever did. Certain people spoke to them with warmth only when Linda was at their side. Invitations arrived addressed to the three, though everyone knew Linda was the true draw. Business opportunities and even social introductions suddenly became accessible, not because of their merit or charm, but because of the shadow of Linda's reputation. At a small business dinner, Star whispered to Amara as Linda greeted the host, "See, if she wasn't here, we wouldn't even be sitting at this table." Amara smirked. "Then let's make the most of it." And so they learned to play the part. At events, they stayed close to her, letting her kindness disarm those who might otherwise keep their distance. They borrowed her shine, all the while ensuring it was their hands that signed the deals, their names that appeared in the credits, their faces in the photos that made the rounds. It came to a head at the charity gala. Linda had been shortlisted for a prestigious mentorship abroad. She introduced Amara and Star to the foundation's trustees, believing her friends deserved the same chances she had been given. While Linda stepped away to greet an old family friend, Amara scoffed at a young waiter who accidentally spilled a drop of juice. "Do you even know how to carry a tray?" she snapped. The boy flushed and muttered an apology. Moments later, Star dismissed a man in a plain suit who tried to make conversation. "Sorry, I'm only here to talk to people who can actually make things happen," she said with a sweet but cold smile. The man nodded quietly and walked away. Neither of them realized he was one of the foundation's biggest donors. By the time Linda returned, the warmth in the trustees' eyes had cooled. They shook her hand politely, but the air felt heavier. Days later, Linda sat by her window reading the letter. "We regret to inform you." She stared at the words until they blurred. She didn't understand. What had happened? How was this the outcome? She never knew the exact conversations that had taken place after she left that table, only that the opportunity had slipped away, and slowly others began to fade as well, meetings postponed, offers rescinded, introductions never made. Her family's name still held weight, but her constant companionship with Amara and Star had begun to tarnish it. People whispered, "You are the company, you keep." It took years for Linda to see the truth, that she had been cursed not by malice, but by association. By standing too close to those who thrived on the bridges she built, she had allowed them to burn them all behind her. And in the silence of lost chances and missed opportunities, Linda finally understood that sometimes loyalty isn't noble, it's a chain that chokes. Let us remember to be loyal to ourselves first. Something to think about. If someone judged you by your closest friend's actions, what would they believe about you? Are you defending someone's behavior so much that you're quietly excusing harm to your own reputation? Are you building bridges while others in your circle are burning them? And most importantly, is your loyalty lifting you or slowly pulling you down? This is what the Baobab echoed about Linda. What will it echo about you? Like, comment, share, and subscribe to know what the Baobab will echo next.